ladies, welcome. My name's Lorelai. This is Namasturm Yoga. So join me for another live stream yoga practice. This is Monday evening, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're joining me live, welcome. If you're joining me at another time, welcome as well, but you're welcome. I'm saying welcome so many times. You're welcome to join me live at some point if you're able to. Go ahead and come to an easy seat, cross your legs, take your hands to your knees, roll your shoulders back, let the back of the neck get nice and long. Just exhale. So here we are, we've made it to our mat for the day. For me, it is the end of my day. So it always is that nice release of like, okay, I've done my work. Now I get to attend to making my body feel good. So, I think we all do yoga for different reasons. Like definitely exercise, like we can build muscle, we can improve flexibility. Sometimes we can actually, get our heart rate up and have a little bit of an aerobic practice with yoga. So it's exercise, sure. Some of us, it's stress relief. And sometimes we can get stress relief from vigorous yoga. We can get stress relief from just really calm stretching yoga. Sometimes it might just be, I don't know, like a continuation of the thread of your practice that makes you want to keep going and move forward. Or maybe there are specific skills that you like watching yourself develop. Maybe you just want to improve your strength. Maybe you want to improve your stretchiness. Tons of reasons. Anyway, we sit and maybe we bring to looking for calm. Are we looking for balance, serenity? Maybe we just need to let off some steam. Whatever that is for you. Oh, I think I'm frozen. Still streaming, but frozen. Okay, we're back, I think, on me. So we're gonna go ahead and get started back again, but really we're just sitting at this point. So this has happened before. I think it's something with the software. My apologies. But let's go ahead and close our eyes. Take just a short moment of stillness here. And then what I was speaking to before we got a little bit disconnected was your why for practicing. I think the reason why I suggested thinking about that is now we can maybe shape that into an intention for practice today. So if you'd like to set an intention, go ahead and do that. And then we're going to move to hands and knees, tabletop position, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale, head and tail, lift chest and belly, drop for cow pose. Exhale, rounding the back, arching the spine, head and tail tuck for cat pose. And just going back and forth, really introducing the Ujjayi breath here. Notice how everything is feeling in your spine, in the back of your body, maybe your neck and shoulders. And then really simply, we're going to take the right leg out to the side and take the right arm up on an inhale. And then as you exhale, bring the right hand back down and kind of like scoop it under your left arm. And then inhale, take it back up. Follow the breath here, opening on an inhale and closing on an exhale. And then coming back to center, hand and knee to the mat. Left side, left leg out, take the left arm up. Inhale. Exhale, curling under. Maybe the fingers come under your arm. Inhale, up. Follow your breath again. Take this at your own pace. And then finally coming back down. And we're going to take the forearms to the floor here, elbows under shoulders, interlace fingers, root down, and almost like a little cat-cow from here. See if you can find anything different than when we had our hands on the floor. You might get a little deeper into the shoulders and shoulder blades, but it might not feel that different to you. So just see if you notice any difference. And then instead of going to down dog, because we've got our forearms on the floor, we're going to go to dolphin. So root the forearms down, tuck the toes, lift the knees and hips. And then if you can, walk the feet in a little closer just to get your hips more over the shoulders. They're not going to be directly over, but we're just trying to get closer. And then from here, take the right leg up into the air. Take a couple breaths, stretch that foot to the ceiling. Make sure your head is still hanging down, neck is free. And then slowly take the right toes back down, let them lower to the mat, and then the other side, left leg up, reach the foot up into the air. And then toes back down, slowly, slowly, and then bringing the knees down to the mat. We're going to rise up on our knees. You can extend the toes behind you. Rise up, reach the arms all the way up into the air. And then on an exhale, kind of a dive down to child pose, but see if you can bring your hands behind you to your feet as you bring your hips to your heels and the forehead to the floor. And then inhale, come up, and exhale, dive down. Now, listen, I know I've worked with people with different body proportions before, and some people do find this a little difficult to balance. If that's you, then you could just sit on your heels and go up and down with the arms, reaching up and then going down. Or if there's another variation that like immediately makes way more sense to you, please go ahead and modify as you need to. Like this shouldn't feel like you're falling forward on your head. It really is, the idea is that the hips are kind of counterbalancing back so that as the head and chest come down, we're in control of it. All right, and then the next time you come up, go ahead, stay up. We're gonna step the right foot forward for a low lunge. So we're gonna keep the left knee on the ground. Now, if that knee is feeling really uncomfortable, you could pad it, folding the side edge of your mat or putting a towel underneath it. But we're gonna try to sink the hips forward. So you might wanna extend your back toes and then reach the arms up. Now inhale, reach up. On an exhale, bring the fingertips down and gently straighten the front leg. It doesn't need to get completely straight. And then bend the knee, inhale, reach the arms up again. And exhale, folding over that front leg, let the knee straighten slightly. Inhale, so again, following the breath here, we're just doing a little simple flow. And then the next time your hands are on the mat, go ahead and walk them forward, plant them, bring the right knee to join the left, and then let's bend the elbows, lower the heart down between the hands, and inhale. It could be a baby cobra here, or if you're ready, you can come up to more classic cobra. Just keep the elbows soft, allow the shoulders to roll down away from the ears so that we feel like we're opening the heart, opening the chest, but keeping the lower body pretty relaxed. All right, and now let's go ahead and staying on the knees, walk the hands back, reach the arms up, and let's do the other side. So we're gonna lunge the left foot forward. On the right knee, sink the hips in. Arms up, breathe here. And then we'll do our little flow here again. So try to follow the breath. Inhale, reach up. And then on an exhale, bringing the fingers down and somewhat straightening the front leg. It doesn't need to get completely straight. Inhale, lunging forward again, reach the arms up. And then exhale, hands down, legs straightens. You can keep your toes on the floor here, so we're not going to like a flexed foot. Inhale, come on up. Follow your ujjayi. And take maybe one more. And then the next time your hands are on the mat, let the left knee join the right. Lower the elbows, drop the heart. Inhale, cobra. And here's where we can take our first full down dog. So spread the fingers, lift the hips, move the heart back. And if you'd like, take a little time to pedal the legs, bending one knee, let the opposite leg straighten. Switch to the other side when ready. Maybe traction your hands in towards each other, so we do a little engagement of the arms, making sure the underside of the hand is completely rooted down. Relax your neck. You can even nod and shake it a little bit here just to make sure there's no tension there if possible. And then we're going to take the right leg up, just a couple of breaths. Take the right leg slowly down. Try to keep your core engaged as you lower the leg so you're not just dropping it. And then inhale, left leg up. Press through the hands, reach through the heel. And exhale, slowly take those toes down. And then let's walk the feet all the way forward to a standing forward fold, dangling at the top of the mat. Soft knees, let the upper body hang, let the head hang as well. And if you want to grab opposite elbows, you might choose to do that. Maybe sway a little bit here or gently nod and shake the head. All right. Hey, let's roll up to standing. So bend the knees, release the elbows again. Come on up nice and easy, shoulders back and down. All right. Walk the feet together, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Taking just a moment here in Tadasana, it could be hands by the sides, palms forward, or it could be palms together in front of the heart. Close your eyes, engage the muscles of the legs, and just connect to the rhythm of your breath. We're going to flow into our first Sun A. So when you're ready, let the eyes open. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, dive down over the legs to Uttanasana. Inhale, lifting halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, step to plank and lower. And maybe those knees are coming down first here, or maybe you're going through Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra, or maybe it's Up Dog if you're ready for that. Exhale, down dog and hold. And let's hold here for 5 breaths in this first one. 5 breaths, really classic, kind of like Ashtanga style, you would hold for 5. But as we continue to flow, if you kind of just want to keep the flow going, you could hold your down dog just for that inhale and then resume right away, stepping back to the top of the mat. So that's always up to you. Variations as well are going to be up to you. If you like to do jump backs or things like that, absolutely feel free. Make it safe, but listen to what your body's asking for tonight. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or lightly hop forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. And then reverse the swan dive to come up. Palms together, and yeah, we're going to do a few more. So let yourself go at the pace of your own breathing. I think this is a good point in the practice to really notice what your energy is feeling like, right? So does it feel like you want to move at a quick pace? Do your limbs feel strong and ready to spring? Or do you start to feel a little weary, a little tired, a little droopy pretty quickly here? And I think we can use that information to help us make choices throughout the class, right? We want to support and listen to our energy level. Sometimes we want to challenge ourselves, but if we challenge ourselves too much, we can get hurt. So we need to find that nice balance between a little bit of effort, but hanging on to some of our ease at the same time. Let's do a couple more. If at any point you're feeling tired, you can always take a little breather in child's pose. So I always think child's pose is a good like backup plan where you can say, hey, I'm feeling tired, but I don't want to stop practicing. It's a resting pose, but you're still practicing. So it's a legit choice. And then you can pick up when you're ready. So when you get to down dog next, we're going to add on from there. So take your time, but you can let yourself just hold for a few breaths. Try to stay with the rhythm of your ujjayi. So even though you might not be moving once you're holding a pose, there is that internal movement, and we want to kind of keep it continuous. Now let's take the right leg into the air, open the hip and bend the knee. Point the knee to the sky, twist the hips open, keep the shoulders level. And let's look forward, step forward to a high lunge. So knee over ankle, come on up. This is crescent pose. The upper body is up. Reach through the arms, energy through the fingertips, but not tension. See if you can find that balance. Energy, but not tension. And then we're just going to take this to a twist by bringing the left elbow outside of the right leg. And then press your palms to turn your chest, your sternum towards your thumbs. From here, we're going to step the back foot forward, tilting onto the right foot. Bring the feet together so big toes touch, knees are side by side. And then our legs are already there. We're going to come out of the twist and be in chair pose, Utkatasana. Arms alongside the ears, weight on the heels. And exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. Follow the breath through Vinyasa to return to down dog, and we're just going to take the other side. So pretty simple sequence. Inhale the left leg up, open the hip and bend the knee. Take a few breaths here, pointing your knee to the sky. And look forward, step forward with that foot. High lunge, come up for a crescent. And I think the shape of this pose, right, it's kind of like the back leg all the way up through the arms. It's kind of like a crescent moon, but we don't want to over-exaggerate the back bend. Really, that's not really the point of the pose in the torso. We actually want to kind of draw the navel in and let the tail drop down. And then let's twist to the left. So right elbow outside of the left knee, press the palms, turn the heart. Back foot's going to step forward. Keep your twist. Keep the knees bent. And then untwist, Utkatasana, chair. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. And following your breath through vinyasa, back to downward facing dog. Of course, at any point, you could also skip the vinyasas and just go straight to down dog. That's always an option. From down dog, let's inhale the right leg up into the air. Exhale, step it forward, this time warrior one. So back heel can pivot down, just slightly different from crescent pose, which we did before. Because that back heel's down, sometimes left hip tries to pull back. See if you can guide the left hip forward. And then arms up. We're gonna go from here into a half moon pose. So with the right fingers, we're gonna bring them down forward of that right foot, and then take your left hand to your hip as you float your left leg up, turn the body open, push through the lifted heel, and maybe the top arm goes up to stack above the shoulders. And now from here, we can pretty simply step back to warrior two. So bend the front knee, but keep the body open to the side. And then come up, leveling out so that the torso is upright, hips are level, front knee over ankle, and then the arms are down at shoulder height, looking over the right fingertips. Reverse your warrior. And bringing hands to the mat, travel through vinyasa. Flowing right into the other side. Inhale the left leg up into the air. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, warrior one. And we'll take about 5 breaths here. So focusing at first on adjusting your alignment if you feel like your body has challenges with any of the bits and pieces here. Then just enjoy the strength of this pose. Strong and stable. Now let's move into half moon. So a little less stable because we're going on to just one foot. Left fingers come down. You can start by putting your right hand on your hip to help you transition and turn the hips and shoulders open, but then maybe the right arm reaches into the air. And ideally, the arm's reaching into the air, but if the shoulder's jutting forward and the arm's in the air, we're very much out of alignment. We want to make sure the shoulders are stacked and then the arm is just an upward continuation of that shape. And then bending the front knee, try to land as softly as possible as you step back into warrior two. Easier said than done sometimes. Level hips, long torso, arms level at shoulder height. And then turning the front palm up, take a short reverse warrior, reaching up and back. Looking under your arm. Hands to the mat. Take a vinyasa. Breathe in down dog. Let's inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk or hop forward. Half lift, fold. Let's take chair pose, Utkatasana. And we're gonna go from chair into eagle. So with the hips sitting down, take the arms out, wrap the left arm under the right, and then lift the elbows off the chest. And then wrap the left leg over the right, crossing thighs. Some of you will cross calves, but it's okay if that doesn't happen. Lift the elbows, sink the hips. This next transition, I feel like I've been doing it a lot lately because I just enjoy it. I think it feels kind of good. But we're gonna unwind that left leg, and we're gonna now step it back for a variation of warrior one, but keep the arms wound as the back heel roots down. Now you can lift up, lunging forward, find a bit of a back bend as these fingers point up and back behind you. All right, and then from here, we're gonna take a humble warrior. So unwind your arms, bring the hands to interlace behind your back, shoulders back, and then fold down. Pretty sure I did the same sequence in my live class on Saturday, so if anyone was there, you know who you are. You might recognize this little bit. Let your upper body fold down as your head hangs. It's hard not to repeat sequences, right? There's just, some things just flow well together. And then when I find new things that I like the way they order up, I'm like, ooh, I want to do that again and again. All right, so from here, here's where we're going to go next. We're going to go into a bound extended side from here. So thinking about it, we already have our chest down pretty low. We're going to let go of the interlaced fingers, and then we're going to use the hands to try to draw the right shoulder under the knee. Now, we're going to move the left foot so that the left back arch lines up with the front heel. And then if you can, see if you can bind the arms behind you. But if that's not possible, you could plop your right forearm onto your thigh and just take the left arm behind you for a half bind. But because our chest was down, we might have had, I like this because it's like we have access to that depth that sometimes we need to get into a full bind, an extended side angle. Breathe. I know this front leg is probably getting tired. I know mine is. We've been in 3 lunging poses in a row. And then when you're ready to come out of your bind, we're going to inhale, come up, 1 breath, reverse warrior, and then hands to the mat, travel through vinyasa to return to downward facing dog. And once there, take a breath or 2. I do teach live, really only 1 class a week in Chicago at a gym, so you kind of have to belong to the gym or take ClassPass, I guess. Sometimes I sub there as well, but I don't do a lot of in-person teaching anymore, mostly virtual. All right, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step walk or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Half lift and fold Uttanasana. Bend the knees, Utkatasana. And then let's do the same thing on our second side. So arms out. This time the right arm is going to cross under the left, lift the elbows. And then the right leg crosses over the left. Find eagle. It's a balance. We know. All right, when you're ready, keep that left knee bent. Unwind the right leg. Keep the arms wound. Step back. Lift up. Variation of warrior 1. I think this one is also, it's a kind of a pretty pose. Not that we're here for the aesthetics, but I feel like we shouldn't ignore them either. And then moving out of the wind of the arms and moving to humble warrior. Hands behind the back. Keep lunging forward. Keep the back heel rooted. Let your upper body drop down. And you might be resting your body on your thigh. You might be dropping your torso inside your thigh as the arms reach up and over. So we're allowing kind of the leverage of the head and arms to draw our upper body deeper. We're still lunging pretty deeply. And then we're going to move towards bound extended side. So keep your chest and torso low as you let go of the hands behind you. Use them maybe on your calf to draw your shoulder under your knee. So the left arm can go under the left leg and then the hands can come behind to bind, or find the half bound version if that's what you did on the first side. You can adjust that back foot too so that back arch lines up with front heel. Turn yourself open. So see if you can look up to the ceiling from here. Okay, and when you're ready to let that one go, come on up, 1 breath. Inhale, stretch it back. Front leg getting strong. Exhale, hands to the mat, vinyasa. Holding down dog, breathing. From here, let's take the right leg up, inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. So we're just going to go right into this transition. Inhale, reverse warrior, and then let's go ahead, straighten the front leg and move into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Sides of the torso nice and long, limbs long here. And then again, people who've practiced with me before probably are going to be familiar with this transition, which I enjoy throwing in from time to time. But we're going to rotate the top arm in and take it overhead alongside the ear with the palm facing the floor. So it almost feels like the arm is extending the line of our torso. And then picking up the bottom hand, keep the lift, engage with the core, palms face each other. Energy through the fingers, not stiffness. Now rotate your torso to face the floor. Let's move to warrior three. So transfer your weight to the right foot, float off the back leg. Come on up and level out. From here, let's just take a standing split. So fingers come down now. Maybe the leg lifts higher if you're able to do that. Torso towards the standing leg. And then bending the front knee, step back long. We're going to come back to warrior one, kind of completing the circle here. Inhale. And hands to the mat for vinyasa. From down dog, inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. String of really classic standing poses. Inhale, reverse warrior, and then straightening that front leg, moving into triangle pose, Trikonasana. And we'll take a couple breaths here just to kind of establish. Ideally, we want the legs, the torso, the low body to stay the same here as we roll that top arm in. So you probably can't see it, but I'm rolling it in so that my palm is kind of facing me. So as I bring the arm overhead, the palm faces the ground. And then strong through the core, lift the bottom arm up. Palms now face each other. Imagine you have like a beach ball between your hands and you're reaching the mountain away. Now roll your body to face your left leg. Transfer the weight to the left foot, warrior three. Balancing on the left, push through that lifted right heel. If you've got a counter there, hey, just set your arms right on the counter. That's not really fair. It's not really what I want to do either. It feels kind of awkward. Okay, and then moving from here to standing split. So try to keep your right leg up. Don't bring it down. Bring it up even higher. Fingertips come to the floor. Lift and fold. And then bending the front knee, step back long. Inhale to one more warrior one. Exhale, hands to the mat. Take yourself through vinyasa. And downward facing dog, breathe. All right, inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet. Half lift. Fold Uttanasana. We're going to come back to chair pose, Utkatasana, and then we're going to go back to our twist, bringing the left elbow outside of the right leg, pressing the palms to turn the chest. Now, we've been here before, but we're going to kind of back out of it, or we can come out of it the way we went into it last time. So standing on the right foot, we're going to step the left foot now back to our high lunge twist. And you can keep the back heel lifted here, but this time see if you can let the arms fly open with the left arm outside of the right leg. Top arm up over the shoulder. And then we're going to reverse this. So it's like a revolve reverse warrior. Keep your body twisted. Come on up. Keep lunging forward. See if you can bring your right hand back to the left leg. Top arm up and over. Look to your back heel. Now from here, we're gonna go into a revolve half moon. So again, keep your body revolved, turned, rotated. We're gonna transfer the weight to the right foot. Left fingers come forward. Right arm stays up as the left leg kicks back. So we're like in all different directions. We're up, down, forward, back. Now, as you step out of this one, bend the front knee, step back really long with the left foot, slide the left hand inside the right foot, so you can keep the top arm up this whole time. We're in an easy twist, we're gonna move to side plank. So roll to the outer edge of your back or left foot and let the right foot walk or slide back. Side plank. Any variations you like, you can do those here too. And then turn to face the floor again and travel through your vinyasa. Holding in down dog, take a little rest. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet forward. Half lift. Fold Uttanasana. Bend the knees, Utkatasana. Let's do all of that on side two. So twisting left, right arm outside the left leg. Press the palms to turn the heart. Standing on the left foot, the right one is going to move to the back of the mat. Let the arms open out. And then come on up, keep your twist, keep your twist, keep your twist. Reverse it, so stretch back, left hand coming to the outer right leg, right arm up and over, look to your back heel, still lunging forward. This is a twist, it's a back bend, it's a lunge, it's a lot of things. And then we're gonna move to revolve half moon. So the right fingers are gonna come forward. We're standing on the left foot. The right leg lifts up, the left arm lifts up. It's opposites. And then bending the front knee to step back long with the right foot, plant the right palm. Left arm is still up. Roll to the outer edge of the right foot and move to a side plank here. Turn to the mat, take a vinyasa. And at this point, I'm feeling a little warm. I'm a little sweaty. I hope you're feeling warm too. I mean, we have been using our muscles, so it would make perfect sense. When you're ready, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet forward. Take a half lift. Fold Uttanasana. And then bend the knees for Utkatasana. Taking one more chair here. And then straighten the legs, come to standing. Let's step out wide for Prasarita Padottanasana. Feet about parallel and a leg length apart. Hands to the hips. We're gonna take a fold. Hey, and y'all, we are like past the halfway point here. So if you are still with me, you might consider making like just a little teeny tiny donation to my class to support things. If you are getting value here, yes, you can absolutely take advantage of it for free. Bring the hands to the floor, let your head hang in this pose. But if you do, want to just show a little thanks, you can use Venmo, you can use PayPal. My Venmo username is Namasturm, but send me $1, send me $2. I would be so delighted. If you don't, you can still keep coming back. I'm not going to shun you, turn you away, or turn my nose up, because I probably, if it was me, I don't know if I'd donate. Honestly, I'm just being honest. So probably karmically, I don't have it coming. But if you would like to send that karma back to yourself somehow, make a donation to support the ongoing practice. All right, and then go ahead, bring your hands to your waist, root down with the feet, and let's come back up again. And we're gonna turn the toes out or the heels in, whichever makes most sense to your brain here. And then bring the palms together in front of the heart. Drop the hips down, knees over toes. I feel like a public radio announcer when I say that, like trying to come up with some kind, sweet way to spin. Hey, I could use your support here. This is a free channel. We're gonna lunge to the right, and then we're gonna lunge to the left. And then this time, as we lunge to the right, we're actually gonna drop down into a side lunge. So if you can, pop onto your left heel here. The hips are not actually on the floor. If this is really hard on your knee though, go ahead and bring the hips to the floor and take a modification. But if you're feeling okay, either right arm inside the right knee, press the palms and twist, or some of you might even be able to bind, taking the right arm around the right knee and then the left hand joining fingers behind you as you turn open. And then we're gonna let go of our bind if we've got it. We're gonna slowly actually lower the sit bone down to the ground and then tuck the right foot in. Keep the left leg extending straight out ahead of you. Janu Shirshasana, so a single leg stretch. Maybe inhale the arms up and then exhale, lay your body out over that extended leg. Breathe. Okay, now coming up, and we're gonna go into a little bit, it's a little bit more of an advanced pose. I actually really like this one. I don't do it all that often, but we're gonna go into compass pose. So we're gonna keep the left leg extended, but we're gonna bring the right leg up kind of into our hands. And we could start with just like doing this baby cradle stretch where the right arm wraps around the right thigh, and then the sole of the foot kind of comes to the left bicep, and we just wrap the arms, and we can kind of like rock the leg, move it around in the hip socket. And if this is where you want to stay, then hey, stay where you're getting your feel good, right? If you want to go into compass, what the work is we're going to actually take that right foot into the left hand just to support it. And kind of like when we were going into bound extended side angle earlier, although from a completely different orientation, we're going to use the right hand to move the right shoulder under the right knee, which might actually mean instead of just moving the shoulder under, we're actually moving the knee over the shoulder, hiking it up so that now our lower leg is supported by our shoulder. Now we can take that left hand around the front of the foot, palm to the top of the foot, grab the pinky toe side. Right hand now comes down, not needed so much, straightening the leg. The head kind of peeks through under the arm. Yeah, do your best here. And if it's like a no-go, it's okay. This is a practice. We know that. We don't have to do it perfectly. Stop where your body says stop. And then when you're ready to come out of the pose, go ahead and just come out. And we're gonna come to a little squat. So you can bring your feet in, let the knees turn out. Take your elbows inside your knees, press your palms, and then bring your hands to the mat and shift forward into crow pose. Do it without too much thinking. I know most of you have practiced this one before, so see what your body remembers. Do it with your body, not your brain, if possible. And then when you're ready, get those feet back down on the ground where they belong and roll up to standing. Shoulders back and down. All right, well, we got one more side for that. So let's take the feet wide. Second variation of Prostrita. Hey, in Humble Warrior, we already did the fingers interlaced variation, so I'm gonna suggest we grab big toes this time. So fold on down as you did before, but now with the palms facing inward, reach for the big toes. First two fingers lap underneath, but like from the side, from the inside, the big toe. I feel like the more I try to explain this, the more confusing it makes it sound. It's not confusing. It's not complicated. Grab your big toes with your first 2 fingers. Then lift up, like pull on your toe. See if you can draw your shoulder blades onto your back and let your head hang down as you fold. Keep the legs long and strong here. Breathe. Okay, let that go. Make sure my sound is still on. It's gonna sound good. Okay, come on up. Okay, toes out or heels in. Palms together, sinking the hips. Little goddess pose here, and then shifting to the left, shift to the right. Shift all the way over to the left, and we're gonna lower for our side lunge on this side. Pop onto the heel of that right foot. For me, I know my calf goes down too, but we wanna have clearance under the leg and the hip. And I also roll into the arch of my standing foot. Do the best you can to lift that arch so that we're not like completely collapsing it. Press palms or bind here. And then when you're ready to release, you can let go of the bind, but then lower your right hip down. But keep your right leg extending out ahead of you. Tuck the sole of the left foot in, shape for Janu Shirshasana, which is knee to head pose. Angle your body towards your right leg, reach the arms, inhale, and exhale to fold deeply here. Oh, my obligatory siren in the background. My windows are closed, so you probably can't hear tonight, but there it is. Maybe you can. Two more breaths. All right, and then coming up nice and easy, we're gonna take our compass pose for the other side. So the right leg's just gonna stay out, but we're gonna pick up the left leg, and you can kind of use your hands here. So if you wanna stay with baby cradle, sole of the foot comes to bicep, and then the left arm wraps all the way around, and we can just rock that around, rock and roll it. But then, if you wanna go towards the full pose, just go ahead and hold the foot into your right hand to help you out so that as you start to hike this knee up over your shoulder or shoulder under knee or some combination thereof, you've got the support. And then you can wrap your hand now around the front of the foot, grabbing the pinky toe side. And now, ideally or theoretically, we don't need that left hand so much anymore. We can bring it down to the ground for a little support and stability there as we begin to straighten the left leg. Let the head pop through the arm, just like that. Hi. And slowly let that go. Come on down. And we're gonna, unbind. Let's take boat pose here, Navasana. So on our sit bones, take the hands behind the thighs, shoulders back, lift the chest, lift the shins. We're supposed to be on sit bones, not tailbones. So if you notice you tend to like roll here and you're kind of like here in boat, see if you can reach behind the thighs and pull your chest up more so that you're on like the place that we sit on, right? And then if you can keep it, let go with the arms, but sometimes it's actually pretty hard working with the core to kind of balance here on that little ridge. Bring the feet to the floor, hands behind the hips, shoulder blades together, reverse table. Press the feet down and try to get the hips as high as the knees, chin in or head back. then slowly lower back to the floor. Let's take one more. And I'm gonna create a little room behind me because I'm gonna try to roll back in a moment. So maybe scooch a little bit more on your mat as you come into this next boat. Now from here, we're gonna go back. So if you feel like it would be a safe thing to do, we're gonna try to go all the way back into Halasana, plow pose. But if that's not for you, you're gonna just come to your back with the legs in the air. But if you can, roll back and feet overhead. There they go. All right. And then if you can, bring the hands to interlace the fingers on the ground as like a little stand. From here, stay put, or we're going to take a short time in shoulder stand tonight if you're up for an inversion, if this is okay with your neck. And I'm not going to talk through it in great detail. Like if you don't know this pose, what I would actually recommend is to just lay on your back with your legs up in the air. That's a great alternative. Any little variations you want to play with, you can go ahead and do that here. Maybe touching the toes behind the head, one leg at a time. And then coming back out through plow. And, if you want to hold this longer, feel free. But then we're going to try to roll down really slowly. So maybe reach for the feet. Little balance, counterbalance as you return your spine to the mat. Oh, yeah, okay. And then bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the floor. So if you were on your back the whole time, wonderful. Now just go ahead and you can bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet to the floor. And we're gonna go into bridge pose. We'll option wheel. That's for anyone who would like to, but you don't have to. But let's start with bridge for everyone. We'll do 2 back bends here. So press the feet down, slightly away from the hips, and then lift the hips up. Try to roll the shoulders underneath you to create a little bit more lift. And then just open the heart here. Breathe. And then get the shoulders out of the way, roll your spine back to the floor. And then you can take another bridge, give yourself maybe 2 breaths before back bend number 2. But if you'd like, let's go into wheel. Again, if this is a pose you're not familiar with, I think, we learn these things with more time and space. Here, we're kind of just including it in a flow practice. So we're not kind of breaking it out and specializing on this pose. If you don't know it, stay with bridge. But if you feel confident that you can do a full wheel, this is where you can pop that one in and try to hold for a few breaths. And then slowly coming down. If you were in wheel, tuck your chin, come to the back of your head. And then let's take the right knee in, extend the left leg out. We're gonna do a supine twist, so use your left hand to pull the right leg across the body. Turn your head away from your leg to the right, and you can extend your right arm that direction as well. And then coming back through center, switch legs, switch sides, switch twisting directions. So left knee in, right hand assists, turn your head to the left. All right. Come back up, bring the knees in, and you might roll the knees around in a little circle or rock a bit from side to side. We are gonna come back up for a few final stretches, but if you're like feeling that you're done, you could also stay on the ground and just go right into Shavasana. If you're feeling coming up though, we're gonna roll from shoulders to hips a few times. Give yourself just a little bit of momentum. Try not to clump. We wanna keep the curve in the spine. But last roll up, see if you can land in boat pose. So just landing balanced on those sit bones with the legs ahead of you. Do your best here. And then we're gonna try to reach for the feet, either big toes or outer edges of the feet. Extend through the legs, lift the heart. And if you roll back from here, you just get to roll up again one more time. And then maybe take the legs out wide. Still balancing, do your best. And then let's bend the knees, bring the feet in, edges of the feet to the floor for Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Lean your body in, fold, breathe. All right, we're getting close to the end of our practice today. So after a little bit of a false start, I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments what level this class felt like to you, because I'm feeling like it was, a strong intermediate class, but I know that that's like really relative. I'm older than I used to be, so I think practices feel harder and more challenging to me than they used to. But let me know, like, what level do you think this practice was? How did you enjoy it? How did you feel doing it? I don't know, just curious. I don't know if I'm going to label it as such, but I'd be curious as to how everybody else found this practice tonight. All right, and then coming up slowly, before we wrap, I wanna do one little hip stretch here. So we're gonna do a little double pigeon. So we can keep our knees kind of bent, but we're actually gonna bring the left shin on the bottom and then try to stack the right shin on the top. So the heels are not pulling in towards the body here. The heels are out at the same level as the knees. So we're creating almost like a little square or a box, which we sometimes call this as well. And then you're gonna lean forward and see if you can feel this in your hips. All right, and then take your time, ease out of this stretch, and we'll switch sides. These are actually some great stretches that you can hold for a lot longer. These are sort of yin style stretches. We're taking them for a little bit shorter now. We're just almost using it as a forward fold, but we should feel that we're kind of getting into our hips a little bit within about the 10 breaths that we're spending here. So lean in. It should not be hurting your knees. If it is, back off in some way so that it's not stressing the knees. You should be feeling this in your hip joints and your hip sockets and all those muscles that wrap through there. And then come on up, slowly, gently, easily. Take the legs out. Give them a good little shimmy, shake, shift if you'd like. And then we're gonna wrap up here. So I'm actually gonna come back to an easy seated position and maybe just take a really simple little twist, maybe 3 breaths to the right, left hand to that right knee. And then twisting the other way. And if you want to sit with me for a moment, go ahead and do that. Bring palms together in front of the heart. But if you're ready to hit the mat and go into Shavasana, this is a great time to lay down, extend your legs out, maybe tuck your shoulder blades in under your back, close your eyes, and then just let go of the weight of your body. Whether you're still sitting with me now or whether you've already made your way to the ground, in either case, do try to give yourself about 5 minutes to spend in Shavasana, just to really let go of the practice, to let go of the effort, and just try to enjoy the quiet, the calm, the still for a little bit before you have to go back to your life, whatever that might entail. But I will end from here with you, so the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste. All right, well, once again, thank you so much for joining me and sharing this practice. If you feel called to donate to support it, the way to do that is in the description for this video. Give the video a like if a thumbs up if you liked it, all of that good stuff. And, leave me a comment. That also, shows that people are engaged, and I don't know, we're all doing what we can out here. But I really just mostly hope you're enjoying the practices, because it brings me to the mat as well. And having you there puts a smile on my face. Take care and have a great one. Bye-bye.